Oh, hello. Welcome to another Tabletop Impulse video. And today we're going to have some shower thoughts about the competing rumours relating to the upcoming Shadowvolts box. Now, I know I already did a kind of a speculation video this week talking about the Warhammer Day stream and what might come there. But the situation has developed. Let's get into it. So, for those of you that don't know, for a long time, Chapter Master Valarak, big 40k channel if you don't know, has been saying that the next Kill Team box is Necrons versus Kazakin. And I've kind of been saying, yeah, well, he was wrong about the previous box, and I've got this other source with a different set of rumours. But he's made another video about that now, where he seems very certain, because he's now hearing things from his source that he really trusts, and he has been very right about a lot of things to do with Warhammer 40,000. Now, he's brought a couple of details out for consideration, which I think there's enough there now that I feel like I want to talk about it, even if I'm not kind of picking a side and saying which set of rumours I believe. There's enough detail now in the Valarak rumours that I want to kind of address them and talk to them and mull them over and see what we think as a community. So, he said that the Necron team is going to be Deathmarks and Immortals led by a Cryptek. Okay? And then the other thing he said was that Shadowvolts has already been sent out to reviewers, and the box is coming out this month, which we'll get onto that. That seems pretty preposterous to me, but we'll get onto that. Okay? So let's look at this in two distinct halves. Let's talk about that Necron team. So, a Cryptek leading a mixture of Deathmarks and Immortals. Now, straight away, this screams to me that we are back into the old paradigm that we saw in year one of upgrade sprues. That we've had our first box, just like Octarius, it was 2 brand new teams, and now we're going to get 3 boxes that are a new team and an existing kit with an upgrade sprue, which I know a lot of people will find disappointing. I know a lot of people, when Warcry announced that they weren't doing upgrade sprues, kind of assumed, and me too, I was one of those people, kind of assumed we were saying farewell to the upgrade sprue from Kill Team. But it could be that we aren't. It could be that those upgrade sprues are coming back. Now, Deathmarks and Immortals are a 10-year-old kit. They're the oldest kit still in the Necron range. I could see Games Workshop there. Right now, they're £24 for 5. I could see them bundling 10 together with a Cryptek and selling that for 35 quid. Like, I could see them doing a bit of a price cut on the Immortals and the Deathmarks just because they are a 10-year-old kit. And there's going to be an upgrade sprue bottle in there, presumably, right? It could be a really good team. Okay, it could be a team that I really want to play. It's just disappointing if we go back to the idea of upgrade sprues. But actually, it's a nice box because, you know, Necrons in their lore have they have this thing where they don't have sergeant level characters. They don't have squad leaders. So the inclusion of the Cryptek to give you a leader that you need for Kill Team makes a lot of sense. Okay? And then in that box, those sprues, you've got the option to build them as a Deathmark, or you've got the option to build them as an Immortal, and the Immortals have 2 different choices of weapons. So even though they could add extra weapons and extra bits and pieces potentially on an upgrade sprue, in your base kit, you've got a choice of 2 different chassis, 3 different guns. You know, I could see it being a really cool team, actually. I could see it being a really cool team. It's just a bit of a shock to hear someone suggest that we're going back to the kind of upgrade sprue idea. Now, to be totally fair, Valarak didn't say anything about an upgrade sprue. I'm just assuming he said Deathmarks Immortals. Well, that is a kit that we have. It could be that Games Workshop are using the opportunity to launch a new Deathmark Immortals kit. That's possible, but I don't think it's terribly likely. There's nothing wrong with the Deathmarks and Immortals kit yet. It's, 11 years old at this point? But I don't think there's anything terribly wrong with it. There's a reason they kept it in the range alongside all the new stuff. It doesn't use those green rods that they've been very keen to phase out. So it's going to be very interesting to see whether this is what we're going to get, whether we are back into how to think about upgrade sprues, because then that gives us a little bit more insight to speculate about the next two boxes, because suddenly you're thinking, well, are we going to get Death Guard? Are we going to get Grey Knights? Are we going to get any of these other teams that exist in 40k and would work as an upgrade sprue team? But it's a big position shift from where I was kind of confidently predicting us to be before. But again, it will be wrong of me not to flag up these rumours to you and let you consider them, right? The other part of what Valrak said was that the Shadowvolts was potentially coming in October, which seems absurd to me. Now, we know it was coming out in the October, November, December quarter, but because of how late on Into the Dark was, like, I don't know about you, I've not played Into the Dark yet. Now, yeah, I've had, I've had to become a new father, and I've had bits and pieces on, and I'm sure there are people out there that have played lots of games of Into the Dark, but I'm also pretty sure I'm probably not the only one out there that hasn't had the chance to play any games of Into the Dark, that's been sort of vaguely painting some stuff, and I will get there hoping to get a game in next Friday, but it doesn't seem like Into the Dark's been out very long for us to be getting the actual set to come out in October. That would assume we were getting the full reveal at Warhammer Day, right? Like this is the full box, both halves of it and the terrain, and then it comes out in October. Now, the only thing I will say, the reason that this is, first of all, it is within the quarter that they said they would do it. October it's early, but they have said, well, it's going to be one box per quarter, so October is within the quarter. The only other thing I would say is Q4 is always funny because most companies make a lot of their money in Q4 with Christmas, right? And it could be that they don't want you to buy, they don't want you to think of this Kill Team box as one of their Christmas offerings. They don't want you to buy it for Christmas, they want you to buy it in October because you like Kill Team, and then when Christmas rolls around, they want you to buy, an army set or a big box of 40k or one of the festive releases. They don't want you to think, right, well, I've got to get a big box of something for Christmas, so I've got something to open, I'll get the Kill Team box. They want you to double dip. They want you to buy that in October and then buy something else from their festive offering. So I guess there's a marketing reason why they might choose to bring this out in October so that it doesn't compete with their Christmas sales. But it still seems really soon. I don't know what I feel about that. I mean, obviously, I should be hyped, right? Because more cool stuff sooner. But if it was ever a box that I knew I was going to buy and be like, oh, cool new box, then I was going to open it, look at the sprues, then put it in a corner of my room, it'd be Necrons versus Kazakin. We don't know what the terrain's going to be. It might be really awesome terrain. That is another big mystery and not one that has had very much rumour put out about it. But Necrons versus Kazakin, it just feels very soon. But I'm not ruling it out. But it feels very, very soon. Beastmen. I've been saying Beastmen, and now I'm saying, maybe not Beastmen. We got two competing rumours that I'm reporting on from two competing sources, right? I have been told repeatedly by the person that accurately predicted Into the Dark, with both the teams in Into the Dark, that Beastmen are coming, and that each box set this season is going to have a made-for-kill team, and I really want to believe that. Not even because I'm particularly hyped for Beastmen, but because I want to believe that somewhere down the road, when Necrons get a team, it's going to be a brand new team of brand new plastics. The part of that rumour that's cool is the idea that everything we're going to get this year is going to be brand new. So I want Beastmen. I want to believe it. But Valrak is now reporting his rumour with such confidence, I just felt like I had to bring it to your attention. Right? I just felt like I had to mention it, put it into the conversation, so people who maybe don't play 40k and therefore don't follow his stuff or whatever it is are aware that this has been said and it's out there. I will put a link to his video in the description. And yeah, I still want it to be Beastman though. Final thoughts. Let me know in the comments. Are you Team Necrons or Team Beastman? What do you think it's going to be? Is it going to be Carskin? Is it going to be Carskin versus Necrons or Carskin versus Beastman? Logically, reasonably, if I was to put money down, I'd put the money down on Necrons. But I want it to be Beastman. I think that's more interesting, right? I genuinely do. If you're not a subscriber, please subscribe. We're at like 876, I think. So we're very, very close to 1,000 subs. If you like this kind of rumory, speculative reporting content, there will certainly be more of that as things develop. And if you're already subscribed, give me a comment, like I said, and a like and all that sort of stuff. And I hope you have a great rest of your day. Cheerio, folks.